Hey guys, so this is going to be the short video that I promised you guys that I said it's going to be between 10 and 15 minutes.
So 10 and hey guys again. So as Evidence said, 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And if it goes beyond 15 minutes, there's going to be a punishment or some kind of forfeit.
Okay. So on this video, we're gonna share how we kind of like grew up or where we were born. And so I'm gonna start. We also didn't prepare. I don't like preparing. I'm
nice
a doer.
to be scripted.
I'm a doer, not a yeah. Okay. So I was born and raised in a rural village, very different to what he's used to, in Cunningmore A Mpumalanga. So firstborn of my mom, she basically I was raised by a single parent. Though most of the time when I was young, I basically had maybe my babysitter, I would say, was my great grandmother, who unfortunately passed on in 2009. I think, was it? No, not 2009. 2006 due to breast cancer. That was so sad. We were very close with my great grandmother because my mom got me when she was 20, doing matric. And she passed that year, but she it wasn't the what she wanted to achieve. So when I was born, the following year she had to go back to school at the age of 21, and I needed someone to take care of me, which was my great grandmother. And then after that, my mom, when she was 22, she had to work the whole year to try save up for college. So she ended up doing education at the college, which is Hoshani College of Education. And basically my great grandmother paid for her second and third year with the grant money. Yes, with the grant money. So it's quite of a story where I will say I grew up in poverty, though I never lacked food. I never lacked maybe a shoe to go to school. So I will say my poverty, though we were poor because we didn't have running water, we had to collect by the dam, and we had an outside toilet. But compared to some other people back in those days, I feel like I would say I grew up quite well. We were eating meat. I always had food because my mom was such a hustler, and I feel like this business mind that I got it from my mom, because when she was in high school she was selling stuff, her great grandmother was selling some of the stuff. And as I said, she, after varsity and at the age of 22 she worked a whole year to save up for college. So maybe a little bit of a encouragement that you might think you are a little bit old. You are 23 years old now, you can't really go and study. My mom started her college at the age of 23 and she finished in record time. And I feel like if my mom didn't go through that process, I wouldn't be where I am today, because she encouraged me of wanting to be someone. Though she went to college, I was the first one from my immediate family to go to what's that, university and all of that. But I feel like I got the motivation from my mom, so I'm really proud of that. She made sure that I had everything that I needed. I'm not saying that I had like a car, because she couldn't afford a car, but when it comes to food, when it comes to clothing, she sacrificed a lot, my mom, to make sure that I had everything that I needed. So I wish that my great grandmother was here like, just wow, I just get a little bit emotional right now. But I know my great grandmother would have been really proud of me, because she protected me a lot when my mom wasn't there. Not necessarily that my mom didn't love me, but she had to work. She had to go to college. After college she had to like work in the supermarket because there was no job. She was like hustling for me, and after that she had to like go and work. When she started to teach at Abe, she was working far in Sabie. She wasn't there to protect me. There were like a lot of challenges that I went through, and my great grandmother was there. So she was like, she was like my second mom, and I feel like she knew me better than my mom, because she was there all the step of the way. My great grandmother was there, and I know that my mom was sacrificing for me And I only started to live with my mom when my great grandmother died, So when I was doing like grade 10, I think I was like doing grade 10 when then I moved the following year, and then I stayed with my mom. And it was quite a challenge because I didn't really have that a lot of emotional connection with my mom. Not because she was a bad mom, she was the best, but because she had to always go away to work somewhere. So I think maybe an advice for parents, if it's possible for you to like stay with your child wherever you are, I feel stay with them, because you can be there to protect them every time. You can create that emotional bond. And for me and my mom, it wasn't too late though, because then we started to building a bond and everything. So now we're like besties, though with our culture there's some other things that you can't easily share with your mom. But I think my mom and I are besties, and more special now that I'm also like married, you can hear her share some of other things that she never shared before I got married. So I'll give it over to him a bit before I kill all the time.
Okay, so guys, I was born and grew up in a, how could I put it this way, in a suburban area where there was literally no poverty at all. So grew up and raised in the Midlands, which includes Hilton and Howick, but I'll call it the Midlands. So yeah, the way I grew up was completely 180 degrees different. What evidence grew up. I was born in a suburb. There was privileges, running water, clean toilets. I mean, just luxuries all over. Fancy clothing, 3-bedroom home, and where we'd have a gardener coming to do our lawns when I was a kid. So yeah, like the way evidence grew up, it's a lot of information with me. So yes, my dad worked. He worked very, very hard. He not only worked for the government, but he was also a salesman for Rainbow, which is the vacuum cleaners, and also he studied. But I think it was before my time that he studied. Yes, it was before my time. So he held two jobs, and also studied. And my dad was a hard worker, and also my mom was a very hard worker. I mean, she took care. She cooked and cleaned the house. I mean, she took care of, let's say, four children, but minus one, because I was born and didn't even get to know my sister. She died at the age of 7 due to leukemia. So it was just two brothers and myself. So, but we loved each other. We were very passionate of each other, quite emotional, and we praised each other. As even my brothers. I mean, my brothers stood up for me. And to be honest, because I was the youngest and the most vulnerable, but my dad and my oldest brothers would always stood up for me. Like if any person had to give me any issues or grief, my brothers or my dad would just literally sort those people out. They were like, how could I put it this way? Because we're Italian, we are like the mafia. Because with the mafia, let me tell you something about the mafia. For those of you who know the mafia probably more than me, you can correct me. If you harm or threaten a person's family, you will gonna get the full beans of it. You're gonna literally regret it tenfold. So yes, guys. I mean, my mom, like. She's a good inspiration, and also my dad is a good inspiration about how to parent, how to provide, and how to look after. So I think I'm pretty much done, but I believe the way her evidence way of growing up, I think it was definitely a much better testimony, but also my testimony of growing up is also a good encouragement that when it comes to family, love conquers all. That's the most important part.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, yeah, so those that still have like, you know, grandparents or grandparents that actually was there for you, you know, appreciate them as they're still alive. I mean, she died when I was, you know, I was still young. It was no, you know, like now, like I'm working or something, I would like was gonna spoil her and do some stuff for her and everything. And yeah, as I was sharing this story, though I didn't plan, guys, I just really got emotional. She's just been the best. And all the stuff, like the stuff that she was protecting me from, you know, all the harm, we were just recalling stuff that I didn't have control over, you know. So I think I was quite blessed to have her, and if she's with the Lord right now, I'm sure she's smiling and glad that I'm where I am today. So yeah, and yeah, I hope I'll get to introduce my kids one day to her, maybe pictures. Yeah, but she played a huge role in my life. She was very strict, and she though she wasn't, I wouldn't say she was very close with the Lord, but she didn't do any well. You know, those type people that they don't really know the Lord, but they're very kind, they are very giving, you know. They're just, oh, the only thing that they need is just to stand to say, I accept you, Lord. That's how she was. She was kind. She taught us giving, sharing. She said food is the almost like to shakuja ya nom. So maybe direct translation to say food is the death of the mouth. Okay, because when you eat you get dirty, you know. She taught us to share. Sharing was very core, such that the little that we had, if someone didn't have food, they come to say, no, we don't have food. My grandmother would say, go to the milli bucket. Actually, we were not using a bag, we were using this, I think we were buying like 50 kg. There was this it's not really steel, but like corrugated iron type of a material. So because it wasn't as heavy, that's where we were putting the milli. She would say, go to the milli and take maybe 2 balls in a plastic, whatever she had in the house. If it was bully beef, she would take the bully beef. And because my great grandfather was like a carpenter, so from time to time he will come with like some aromat. Actually, I've learned the aromat from my great grandfather. He was the one who introduced us to aromat, because every month he would buy aromat from a very young age. So you can tell, as I'm saying, that though we didn't have running water and stuff, I wasn't as poor such that I didn't know aromat, though there was like a lot of things that I didn't know. But we always had aromat, bully beef, and all those other things. And as I said, they were very hardworking, because we had pigs. We had pigs at our place. So one of my responsibilities was to feed the pigs, because I'll collect people's leftovers, because I mean we had a few people where they were keeping leftovers for us, for the pigs. So I was gonna then go feed the pigs. So yeah, we could kill the pigs and have meat.
So guys, so this is going to be our conclusion. So guys, once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and yes, most importantly, subscribe, because we need them.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much, Lord. Did I just say Lord?
We can edit that out, or
no, we are not.
We are
not editing anything out, guys. Like most of these videos that we do, we don't edit. We just put everything together. If it was like different videos, I don't want to edit them, because I don't want to live in a world as if everything is perfect. I just said Lord. I guess you can tell that I really love the Lord. I love the Lord. So I'm proud of that, guys. But thank you so much for tuning in. Love you lots.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.